Hello again from my front porch. Little different angle here because now it's the early morning or morning time, and the sun's coming. Instead of blasting down on me from that direction as I did last time, it's coming at me from that direction. And so if I go over here, but anyway, I wanted to, real quick here this morning, I want to talk to you about self-love. And the reason that this is a topic is this has been weighing on my mind actually quite a bit lately. See, we here in the Midwest, we really struggle with this. Now, I think people in general struggle with this, but here in the Midwest, you know, we're raised, it's ingrained in us from very early age to not be boastful, not be proud, not be arrogant, and I agree, those are bad things. But it's possible to so emphasize that message that we swing the pendulum too far the other direction. And in doing so, we actually create an environment in which it's difficult for us as an individual to acknowledge and embrace the strengths that we really do have. That we really do have something to offer, sometimes multiple things to offer, but we're reluctant to talk about it. We need somebody else to say what we're good at, somebody else to brag on our behalf because we can't brag about ourselves. Well, you know, that's good and bad. I mean, it's good that you know, that humility is ingrained, and I think that is very important. But on the other hand, there's nothing wrong with saying, I am good at these things and I enjoy them. Whether it's hobbies, whether it's work, whether it's feelings, whatever. There's nothing like here. For an example, I love singing the national anthem at different venues and events. Now, some of the opportunities that I get are because somebody else referred me. Somebody else said, "Oh, you need a national anthem singer? I've heard this guy Paul Smith. He does a good job. So reach out to him." So some of my opportunities have indeed happened that way. However, most of the opportunities happen because I had to reach out and say, I understand you need an anthem singer and I like to do it, and I think I'm good enough to stand potentially in front of thousands of people and sing it. You know, that could sound arrogant depending on how that's presented. But the point is, it's something I enjoy doing. And when I see an opportunity presents itself for doing it somewhere, I like to raise my hand and say, hey, I can do this. Would you allow me to do this for you? And to not do so in a prideful or arrogant way, but to do that because it is something that I now can acknowledge is a strength. Not everybody can sing the everybody can sing the national anthem. Not everybody can sing it in a way that others want to listen to. But I love karaoke. I love people that can't really sing, getting up and singing. Honestly, I cheer those people on because they don't get an outlet any other time. But at that moment, they're up there and they're doing it, and I'm, yeah, you go, and I'm Mr. Cheerleader, Mr. Supportive. But that's not really what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about just acting like you're good at something and then talking about. I mean, acknowledging you actually have value. Because I gotta say that I have friends all over the country, all around the world actually for that matter, but the friends who seem to struggle the most with things like depression and doubt and low self-esteem seem to be individuals that either are or grew up in the Midwest, where this really robust humility is ingrained in us. And I kind of wonder if maybe that's a little destructive. Unless you think that I'm going off the deep end here, because even my son, when I started doing these video shows, he said instead of hello from my front porch, I should just call it the narcissist moment with Paul Smith. And I would hope that that's not the way that it comes off, but depending on how you define it, I suppose there might be a dynamic of that. But unless you think that I'm just trying to justify being out there or whatever, this is biblical. It is scriptural, and I'm not joking. I'm not making it up. When asked to summarize what the message of the Bible is, Jesus summarized God's messages, God's law, God's guidance in 2 bullet points. love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul. And number 2, love your neighbor, not period, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Jesus was making a fundamental expectation statement that you love yourself, that you look out for yourself, that you know who you are and you treat yourself with respect and dignity, and that you should treat other people that same way. Now, the reality is, I think today, if Jesus were making that comment, he might have to flip it around, because I think a lot of times we treat others better than we treat ourselves. I mean, think about it. Do you go around looking at other people, looking at them every day and going, wow, they're fat. Ooh, they're ugly. They're not very attractive. And yet, how many times do you look at yourself in the mirror and think that about yourself? Or when somebody comes in and says, hey, I have this opportunity to do something, pursue a dream, to grab for the brass ring. But I'm scared about it. What do you say to them? More often than not, you're saying, you know what? If this is your dream, if this is your passion, go for it. Go for it. You deserve this, etc., etc., etc. And yet, when it's us, when we have the opportunity to pursue the dream, to grab for the brass ring, to go after something that is exciting but scary, what do we tell ourselves? I don't know. I don't know if I should do this. I don't. I mean, what if I fail? What if I, Because we don't talk to ourselves the way we talk to others. And that's a shame. So, my challenge to you and to myself, here, I'll do it like this. The old, I'm pointing at you, but 3 fingers are pointing back at me. My challenge to you is love yourself. There's nothing wrong with knowing your strengths, of knowing your passions, of knowing what you're good at and acknowledging that you're good at them. Because when you do so, you're able to bring those things to the table. You're able to offer them to others who may be in need of those kind of things. How are they going to know if you don't tell them? Just like with my singing national anthem. I get to sing at all these venues, but several of them would not have me if I hadn't told them that I can sing. And then, of course, some of them asked me to prove it. But still, if I hadn't raised my voice initially and said, I like to do this, they wouldn't even know I exist. And so that needs to be the case in all aspects of our lives. You want something, you're good at something, embrace it. Don't shy away from it. And you don't have to feel guilty. You're not being prideful. You're not being arrogant. You're not being a peacock strutting around. You're simply saying, this is who I am. This is what I enjoy. This is what I'm about. This is what I want. And go after it. Love yourself as you love your neighbor. And with that, I'll see you next time from my front porch.